Hello! That might be too loud. Let me fix my audio balancing real quick. That should probably be fine. Should be a decent level. Let me know if that sounds okay. Oh. Alright, here we are. Welcome to the stream, everybody. How is everybody doing today? On this fine, rainy Tuesday? Is my... Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm watching the stream back on my end just to make sure it's correct. And it seems like it's lagging a little bit, but we good. Bam, bam. Let me just... Okay, letting everybody in the Discord know that we're live. Yeah, so I'll ask again, how is everybody doing today? Today's goal, level design. Okay, we are. Hey there, Subspace Strip Mine, Garbage Man, Wi-Fi, Team Supreme, Paperhead the Game, Kiro High, and the Ace 2096. So, believed I talked about it a little bit in the Cord, if you were there. But the main gist for today is we're going to be doing some more level design like we did last time. I've also got some graphical stuff to showcase, so be ready for that. It's not good. Keep your expectations low. It does not look great, but I'll show you the inklings of the style that I'm going to be leaning into. But before I do that, let me just get my playlist queued up. Bum bum bum. It's gonna start with Ace Attorney as it always does, because that's the first song in the playlist. I forgot to hit the randomize button. Shuffle the playlist. Next song. Alright, got a nice Kirby and the Forgotten Land track to start us off today. Something nice, light, pleasant. Hey Logan. Hey there, Lemon with Googly Eyes. Okay, so let's get into it. No more dilly dallying, no more delaying. Oh no, Steam reveal. You can see that I was playing Fallen Aces. Very fun game, by the way. I would recommend. Okay, let's hit F10 to bring our layout back up. So first thing I want to do is show off a little bit of what I've been doing and potentially gather some thoughts and feedback on that from you fellas. Especially if there's any like 3D artists out there really good at this stuff, I would appreciate some notes. Hey there, sandwich made of zombies and father? Sorry, I thought that said farther for a second. Okay, so for context, I'm trying a new shader style where it is all like flat, solid colors with this like outline shader on everything, so you get these kind of like crisp lines on everything. And it's certainly not finished. A lot of these textures I don't imagine are going to be final by any means. See, sometimes that happens. I don't know why. I think maybe I made the projectiles too big, and sometimes they just hit him. But the gist here is that like you'll have bits like this where instead of actually lighting the environment, I'll just manually paint in darker versions of the textures so that it has that sort of solid colory look, and it can be a little bit more art directed. Same with like bottoms of platforms. Like these aren't the same texture as the ones above them. It's just a darker version of that same texture to give the illusion of light and shadow. So something like this is kind of the direction I'm thinking for the visual style. And obviously it's pretty rough right now, but if you got any recommendations, any tweaks, any suggestions, I'm all ears. It's the Cool Zone? Yeah, these are just placeholder textures from my RPG called Cool Zone, which you can play on itch. I don't know if I'd recommend it. It's not that good, but it is funny. And if you want to play a short, very stupid game, then, you know, you can check it out. This area is like basically just one for one the sprites from the first area of Cool Zone, but I'm gonna change the look a little bit. But I kind of like the purple and the blues like background and this kind of grayish purpley kind of color. I quite like it. It's peak. Well, I'm glad you like it. I definitely think it's rough, but it's a good direction. Might make it less hardware intensive. I do hope so. It should run really well considering that it's all just like sprites. There's very few models, and all the models are super blocky and geometric, and there's not actually any lighting, so it should run pretty well. Any sort of demo out yet? Nope. That'll probably be in a couple of weeks, like a month at least, I'll say, because I want to make sure that this is really good before I release anything. Excuse me. Alright, so that's a little gist of it, what some of the levels might look like. And as we go on, if I missed anything, feel free to offer suggestions. But for now, what we're going to do is... Let's go ahead and just open this and rename that to 1-2 Proto. Actually, there's already got some stuff in there. Let me get rid of that. I can get this blank level template, copy that, and paste it over here. And we're going to call that 1-2 Proto. No, there's not anymore. Okay, it's trying to... thinks that something... It thinks that something exists that doesn't, which is kind of annoying. -2 Proto... -2... Dash Proto? Wait, what do you mean level this one? Oh, I tried to rename something. Oops. Oops. Okay, now we rename this to 1-2/Proto. Okay. So this should be a good, yeah, nice and empty level. And while we're doing this, actually, I think I'm going to go to the post-process volume, grab material, and then apply the asset reference, grab the outline shader. There we go. So now things will have that outline effect. And you know what? Actually, I want to test something really quickly. Let's start by hitting F10 to close out of that. Hit Shift 5 to open up the cube grid. Let's select the player to give us a bit of a base. And we're going to set the current block size to 200 by 200. And we're just going to make a pretty simple little starting platform that the player can stand on. Just make it nice and large since you move pretty quick. We want to make sure that the player has plenty of breathing room. Okay, that'll do for now. Move this up a little bit. So I remember in the tutorial that I was following that was helping me make that shader, it specifically suggested... Oh, I need to resort some things. It suggested that if you go to here... I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but if you apply the steps done at a different time, it will look different, yeah. So there's before tone mapping and after tone mapping. And apparently you get sort of wavier, shakier lines in after tone mapping, so I'm going to see what that looks like. Ooh, I think I might like that more. I might like that slightly scratchier, harsher edge a little bit more. It looks kind of anti-aliased and a little rough. Looks like the Hollow Cave biome in Terraria. Cool Zone is Gmod and Roblox. What? What are you talking about? You can have obstacles like lava, not enemies? Probably. I haven't really thought about that much, actually. Do you have any ideas for what the color scheme should be? I'm still kind of figuring that out, roughly, for each... It'll definitely depend on each area, but I want to do sort of unusual color combos and try to stray away a little bit from what you'd expect from a place. Like, the windmill area, instead of being, like, green and, like, white and light blues, and then the casino stuff being, like, kind of red and black and yellow, the grassy area is a dark purple with these gray dirt bits. Weird colors. That's the thought process. Alright, well, I kind of like the scratchier look to the outline. Let me turn that down a skosh. That song is just too loud. Okay, so here's what I was thinking for this level. I'm thinking, first off... oh, why is it misaligned? Why is it misaligned? Shit, okay. It's misaligned, so that means we're going to Actually, I don't even need to do that, I'm dumb. Oh no. There we go. I just need to make sure I have this selected when I start the cube grid. No? I guess it just got misaligned somewhere, huh? Yeah, that's annoying. Let's get rid of that then. Get rid of these, and just make ourselves a new starting platform. Gotta make sure we don't accidentally misalign this again. Oh, it's because I moved the platform up to meet the player, so it got off the grid. That's right. Whoop. Didn't mean to shrink the size down so much. Okay. Feels like a pretty comfortable size for a starting area. So we're going to do a very minor little bit of detailing here. Probably not on the front. And we can just do it on the back for now. So we're going to hit Z to enter the edge mode. Select these two edges and bring them in. Now we've got a slightly nice looking rounded off edge there. So for this stage, I was thinking that it would be kind of a building focused one, like you're dashing in and out of different structures, shooting enemies, like they're up on the roof and you got to go inside and deal with different enemies while you're jumping around corridors and little bits of blockage. And then you got to work your way up to the roof. That's kind of the gist of the stage. So I'm thinking we're going to have a little bit of a run up to a centerpiece here, and then you're going to go to the left, to the right, and to the center, each of which will have their own separate little tower that you have to go into and bust up some goons. What'd you think of today's Nintendo Direct? It was fantastic. I was very pleased. Bowser's Inside Story is my all-time favorite game, so seeing a new Mario and Luigi is very, very nice to see. Big fan. In the little terrain here. There was a new Zelda game. It looks pretty good, too. I think it looks like a lot of fun. It's very creative and different, which I love to see at a Zelda. And it's reusing the Link's Awakening art style, which I love how that game looks. So, hard to complain about much of that. And then Metroid Prime 4 is real. That's awesome. Very excited about that, too. All in all, pretty much a banger direct. Oh, and Miles Edgeworth 2 is getting translated. Like, finally. That's pretty sick. I watched that with some of my friends, and that was a lot of stuff to be happy about. I always like doing these little zigzags for some reason. I guess it's because like you can jump over them, and that's kind of fun. Like if you put a slapper right here, and then you jump over, and you can like strafe around them on these platforms. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Here will probably be simple. I might even enclose it, actually. Yeah, I might enclose this starting spot. So if we do something like... Because it probably shouldn't be flush with it. That would look a little weird. So if we do something like this... And these buildings aren't going to be very detailed. I might go in with the cube grid after the fact and add a little bit more thoughtful geometry, but for now I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Yeah, something like that. Lift this up. Then... Oh, that's not even. Whoop, 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 whoop. Where am I? There we go. Nope. There we go. Bridge that across, and then punch the little hole out there, so that one's up a little nicer. Then put a roof on it. Okay, got ourselves a little starting building. Now, while I'm at it, let's go ahead and grab these directional lights. Now, we can get rid of... No, that's the wrong one to get rid of. Can we get rid of it? Nah, I kind of like how... Actually, I like the deeper blue the sky has in this one. Yeah, I like how that looks. So let's go to the details panel and set that to movable. And that should... Yeah, that gets rid of the little preview text error. Now let's go ahead and check one other thing, actually. Let's see if I got my post-process volume. Okay, and then let's go to material. I've got the cell shading plugin on. I'm gonna probably turn that off because I don't think I'm gonna need it. It's what do I call it? Custom world grid. So what we're gonna do is navigate to this asset that I've made here, called custom world grid, and we're gonna set it to unlit. And the reason for that is so that we can get a better idea of the kind of comic-y effect that we're going for, to see if it actually is working as intended. I said it's I said it's the right thing. It's just still lit for some reason. Probably the light. What if I just delete the light? Nah, it doesn't look quite right. Whatever. I'll fix that later. Right now, we'll put it together. If anything, the lighting, I guess, will help us see where the light should go when I get around to actually manually placing the light and shadow textures. He said, do you think there'll be 2D decorations like flowers on the ground? Yes. There'll be stuff like little casino machines, little bits of plants and stuff. I've even looked into adding like actual like cartoony kind of foliage to the ground. Foliage. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. I just need to do that and see if I can make it look nice. Hey there, Bakun. Add in a Sonic-style loop you can run around at speed. I don't even know how I'd program that. That sounds like it might be difficult, but they figured out how to do that in the 16-bit era, so I guess it probably isn't that bad. Is this... It is misaligned. Eh, whatever. That's fine. It's fine. I think I'm gonna add a little... Oh, wrong button. I think I'm gonna add a little platform right here. With a goon shooting at you on it. Someone's like right here, maybe a Gunther, maybe a Slapmo, maybe a Cuboid, something like that to keep the player on their toes. Okay, let's push this out a little bit further, and let's turn this into a decently sized little platform where we can build the rest of our level off of. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and see how long this is actually. I want to make sure it's even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what we need to do is grab here and go 1, 2, 3. There we go, nice and even. And you know what, while we're at it, I think we'll extend it forwards a little bit. And this can be its own combat arena. I think we'll come back to that in a second, because I want to get to the main sort of pieces of the level first. And this is a level that I think might benefit from a new enemy I have in mind. They're like a shielding enemy, so they'll run up to somebody, put a barrier there, hold it for a few seconds, and then run out of energy. And you can get inside the barrier to take them down, which is going to be like a main good way of being able to deal with them. Do you have to plan music later in development? Hopefully before the demo comes out. That just depends on my composer and how quickly he goes. Are you going to add bosses? Probably not too many of them, but yes. Not in the demo, though. Bosses would be a later thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Because I think boss fights are fun, but they can be kind of hard to make work in a speedrun context. Not that they can't be done, but like the work that goes into making a good boss fight is a lot more than what goes into making a good level. So I want to lean into the stuff that I can do relatively more easily and quickly. That'll be more substantial and probably more fun. Not to say boss fights aren't fun, but I should probably save it for like one cool big final boss rather than trying to make too many bosses, if that makes sense. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have a long, gradually thinning platform that leads all the way out here, and I think I've got a fun idea for what we can do here. If we grab all of these, make them turn in. Because I'm going to have to do all this detailing later, and I really like the look that you get with these kind of brought-in curved edges. Just think it looks pretty nice. Yeah. So you're going to run up this platform, maybe with some cuboids shooting at you, blocking your bullets, making it difficult for you to approach. And then we'll have like a section here full of like corridors and stuff with different cuboids blasting at you from different angles, and you gotta duck and weave and stuff. And I'm thinking, like I said, this is one where there's like building full of enemies here, building full of enemies here, building full of enemies here, but there's going to be some sort of like path across the skyline that you can use to dart around and get between the different ones. So they'll be interconnected in a certain way. When are you adding ads? Hopefully not anytime soon. Although once I get monetized properly on YouTube, there will be video ads. I think they're there. They might be there already, but I just don't get paid for them because I think that's how YouTube does it. But I want to make money. Is the art style going to stay the same, or is what's here, enemies and players, closer to the final design? It's pretty much the final, like, direction of the style. Like, the style itself is not really going to change, but how polished it is, how good it looks, will change. Like, I doubt outlines, solid colors, like, kind of goopy, weird-looking textures, and stupid, sketchy-looking enemies, like doodly enemies, that is probably going to stay the same. It's just going to be different on how high quality it looks. All right, let's put the startings of our first building here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. Let's go ahead and add 1, 2, 3. And go over here and add 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, let's make this building kind of big. 1, 2, 3. Let's add another 3 each side. Okay. Now we just gotta go This might be a little big, but let's do one building first, and then we'll do a little test run to see how that feels. Make the end be on a huge tower. That is a good idea. I need attachments like extended fingers or red dot scope. Maybe that could be like a good function of a second hand, because I know some people want to like have been asking that I add in a secondary hand, but I don't really want to do that because I think that might be really, really, really difficult to figure out how to control logistically. But at least I get the thought process. If I were ever to do something with a second hand, it would probably be like modifiers, attachments, something along those lines for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue building up our little building here. Maybe this will be like start of the first floor or something. And these are going to be like casino-themed buildings. And that's how I'm going to justify like a lot of the obstacles and whatnot. Although I'm also cool with a lot of it just kind of being abstract. Like, I don't know if anybody really cares if it does or doesn't look like an environment. Like, I want to some extent, make it look like a place. But also, it's kind of fine if it's just like disjointed like platforming stages. I don't think that really bothers me personally. But if you do lean more into it being like a real place, then you can then you have more options you can do with that, like a Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, you know, where you have like creative ideas for what you do with the stages. I'm not that smart. I can't do what they're doing over there. All right, let's clear out part of the ceiling here. Maybe a little more of the ceiling here. Maybe a little more of that. Okay, let's just grab this little section and clear that out, and then we'll make a nice little staircase. So let's grab this. Let's extend that out a little bit so the player has a bit more room to walk on. Then do that. Actually, I need to grab a little higher up on that. Is there still a slope there? No. So if we're gonna select all this. Why did my music stop? Why did the playlist stop? What the heck happened? Okay, we're back, I guess. That was strange. Oh, why does it... Okay, every time I go to this song, it takes me out of the playlist. Okay, back to it. So now we're going to make a staircase. I'm just gonna go up here, and this is where we'll have another little combat encounter. Oh, a lot of new comments. Why does the player use both their hands? Are they stupid? Well, they gotta focus so hard on the one hand, you know, it's too difficult. You can add 3D models of props that can be used as cover for more cautious players, but also can be used as a shortcut. Well, in this bit, I'm gonna add little, like, platforms, little blocks that would be used as cover, and I would like to replace those with, like, little 3D models of, like, pachinko machines, or slot machines, or something more theme appropriate. I would like to do that. Welcome back, sandwich of zombies. Put in a bullet time where time slows down and you pull both hands out. That could be kind of cool. I guess slowing down time doesn't seem great in the speedrun game, but it could be a good like accessibility thing, maybe. What design software you use? I use Unreal. It is a very long staircase, but I kind of like steep. It is definitely a ramp, but ramps kind of just feel better than staircases. But it gets across the same function. What are you doing? Level design. Hey there, Andrew Chang. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking for this bit. You're gonna bust the door down. You're gonna kick the door down. There's not gonna be a door there. Actually, that could be kind of fun if there's a door, and you like when you walk into a certain radius, it breaks the door open. I kind of like that a lot, actually. I might have to do that. Alright, that's for later, though. Breakable doors will be a later thing. So, how are we going to make this spot interesting? I don't know. I really don't know. Because first what we're going to do, before I do that, is just test the size and scope of everything to see if it feels right. Because it is kind of easy to maybe make things a little too big, although it's kind of hard to make... It's much worse to be too small than too big in this game, because you can move so quickly that, like... Like, you could get over there, like, you know. Lickety split if you really want to. Yeah. Okay, feels pretty decent size-wise. Yeah, so this is gonna be the cuboid fortress. Although maybe it'll be fun to have each section be like a specific combination of enemies. Like maybe this is like the blocking zone where you have to deal with a bunch of bouncers and cuboids. This is the geometry zone. This is spheres and cubes. And then over here maybe you've got. I'll actually probably save this building for off stream because I want to make a new enemy. That would serve really well with Steve's Strike. So if I'd have the Steve Strike building plus the new shield enemy, they would be a really good combo for this building. And then this one could be like Gunther and Slapmo. I like that idea. I like that. Gambling and Void Collector, true. Shoot the door, yeah, that'd be cool. It might be hard to communicate that the door is breakable. Oh, it'll probably just break when you walk to it. And like maybe it'll even like automatically play a little kick animation or something. That could be kind of cool. What does the rock god do again? Oh, rock on. This is a... That was weird, it didn't work properly for a second. But that's an air dash. Yeah. I don't use it a ton, actually, because a lot of the levels I've done so far are very vertical rather than horizontal. This one is very horizontal and vertical, especially like if you're trying to get from one roof to another roof. I imagine that the dash will be really, really useful to skim around. Hopefully, you know, in practice. All right, let's see how tall I built this first floor, and then we can kind of judge it off of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we'll add another line here. Let's see, maybe 2 or 3 floors. 3 floors sounds kind of fun, but this level might be huge if I have 3 floors of enemies on different sections. But I kind of want to make these levels a little big. Screw it, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should clarify that this demo might be really hard. I don't know if that's the case or not, obviously. It probably will be a bit hard because I tend to balance things for myself, which isn't a good practice because I've played the game a lot, right? I already know all the mechanics pretty thoroughly, and I know how the enemies work, and like to an exact, precise amount. Actually, I'll make this 1 higher so there's some roof space. Yeah, we're gonna have a little section here. Alright, now we got ourselves a nice little 3-story building. So put that over there, so let's put it... I made that a little too wide, so that comes out 2 from the wall. So let's first close this gap up a little. There we go. There we go. And then go 1, 2, 2. Actually, we should select this whole face. And then grab this and pull it out. Oop. Oop. Almost did unaccept, which would have been bad. That would have deleted a lot of the work I just did. Let's extend out. Actually, let's see how far this one goes. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the wall. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. He keeps moving me when I'm not trying to. Yeah, that'll work. It's probably close enough, right? This game is all I can think about lately. I'm so excited for the demo. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think it'll be a lot of fun, hopefully, probably. Alright, let's clear out... Okay, I gotta slow down the movement speed of the camera a little. There we go. So then we're gonna open up this section of roof. Okay, we can speed the camera up a little bit. And then gonna do the same thing we did everywhere else and go 1, 2, and then go boom, 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 boom. Okay, now we've got ourselves a nice little 3-story building where we can do all sorts of cool combat encounters. It is just a brick wall. Alright, so you can scale on up Maybe you'll get immediately attacked by a group of enemies here. Maybe you got a bouncer running at you at Mach 10 the second you see sunlight. Maybe a little extra confrontation on the roof. And then you jump over, jump up here. Maybe I'll make these slopes so it's a little easier to scale. And then you'll be able to see the other buildings from here. Maybe even if you get a good dash jump up, maybe you can take them out from a distance. Because I think I've got a good route in mind, actually. So if you start here, you can clear out the enemies in this section, work your way up top, and then jump over to this middle building, perhaps. Deal with the enemies in there. Probably work your way down and then back up. Maybe have some sort of a cool skip where you can work your way. You can get back up really quickly to make that a bit more interesting from like a speed perspective. And then a final building here, where here's what I'm thinking for this building. Is that this one here will be full of all sorts of ranged enemies that'll keep you like pinned down from a distance. And since they'll have shield enemies on them, you won't be able to take care of them until you get really close. But to compensate for that, they'll be all really high up on the building instead of being down low. So you could very easily scale from rooftop to rooftop and then kill all of them without having to go all the way through the entire building. That's what I'm thinking. Why is the game called Void Collector? That will make sense in due time. I might have a little brief intro cutscene at the start of the demo, and that'll make it clear. Love how the game is going. Thank you, TMGG. Need cosmetics. I want to unlock fingerless gloves. I would have to redraw every single sprite in the game for that to work, though. That would take so much time and effort for just gloves. Maybe if I make a Void Collector 2 and I have like 3D hands, then maybe. But that would take so much time. Okay, let's make it so that these buildings aren't just blank, empty bits of nothing. So, you come and you kick the door down. And let's say that you've got... This is a casino building, after all. That's the gist. That's our theme here. Let's try to avoid making it feel too cramped. So let's try to get at least a berth of 3 blocks on all sides. So let's say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. So something like this. Probably about 2 high. And then 1, 2, 3. I believe that lines up. It does. Okay. So let's extend this across. Now we've got ourselves a first little set of pachinko machines. And how about we have gaps every, say, 3? Oops. Oh, okay, well that first one will be a group of 4. Whatever, it's fine. It's inconsistent, but whatever. So, actually, here's a good idea. I think we'll have... we'll get rid of this. But what we will have is a little countertop section here. So right here. Yeah, there'll be a little counter here. Where there's like a cuboid who's waiting here, maybe a bouncer even, who's like, he sees you and then he runs around to get at you. That could be kind of fun. I think I like that. And then over here's where we'll have our rows of machines. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Alright, perfect. And we'll make these probably too tall. I think that should be a good height for like blocking vision without being too much. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get rid of a 2x2 section so that way the enemies actually have space to move, because it occurs to me that it might be too big to maneuver through 1x1s. Alright, let's make a slightly longer one here, and a slightly shorter one here. Nah, that needs to be a little bit further apart, actually. It's like right here, maybe. Yeah. Let's make this one even a little bit larger, why don't we? And then we'll have another section here. 1, 2, 3. Extend that across like so. And then something like that. And something like that. Yeah, it's a little uneven. Might be a little cramped. It certainly feels a little cramped. But let's before we go too much further with this style of level design, let's go ahead and see if it actually functions, if it's, you know, fun or not. So we're gonna go to content and then enemies, and we're just gonna start putting some baddies down. Let's get a Gunther right here. And I'm thinking a Slapmo right here. Before I forget, actually, let me go ahead and set... is it radius? Site radius. Site radius is 5,000. That works. That is fine. And then here. Put a bouncer. So he's like working the desk. Oh, we're gonna have to make that a little shorter. It's too tall. He can't see over it. And let's put a cuboid here and here. And this will be the bodyguard cuboid. He'll be blocking the whole way up. Oh, you can see me from there. No. Die. Die, die, die. Alright, so now I'm in range. That feels like a pretty good radius. Oh no! He's actually... Whoops. He's actually pretty difficult to approach. Let me fix that so that it sends us to the right spot, why don't we? Okay, yeah, so I have a system set up where whenever you die, it'll respawn you at whatever the variable current level is set to. But I keep forgetting to reset it, so it always just sends you to the wrong stage. Yeah, there we go. You could use a shade or something for hand skins. I can make different colors. Wondering how this would feel to play on a controller with paddles. I think it would be very difficult. Put the nuke guy? Who's the nuke guy? Alright, let's give this one more shot. So, get in, you boom boom. Boom, 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 boom. Might need to slightly rework the position of the Gunther. He's not super threatening as he is right now. Oh yeah, let me showcase something that I got. I found a plugin. Well, I bought a plugin. So look, we've got options menus now. You can rebind controls. Isn't that wonderful? It doesn't work great for some things. Like the sound effects, it doesn't seem like it actually works on the sound effects. Like for some reason the sound effects don't seem to want to map properly to it, but I'll fix it. Buzzer! He's so menacing. Yeah, I kind of feel like the cover here kind of makes it so you don't actually have to interact with the enemies much, because the cuboids can't see you from multiple directions, so you don't really have to deal with multiple of them at the same time, which is a bit of a problem. How hard was the game to code so far? Very hard and very not at some points. Like some things are way easier than you'd expect, and other things are way harder than you'd expect. Sometimes you just run into something that you never ever even considered could be a problem, but it is somehow a massive problem. So it goes up and down. It ranges. Make this counter a little smaller. There we go. Now look at him. Now he's taking our order. He's willing to do our chips exchange for us. Okay. So let's rethink how we want to do this cover, because clearly it doesn't really make for much interesting weapon or enemy synergy. Because the whole point of this building is to use the bouncer and the cuboid and put them together and see what we can make out of that. So how do we really get these two guys to work together well? Now, I would say that they both are excellent at pushing you away and blocking your path. So let's just try and open a room out of curiosity. Obviously, I want to fill it with something, but let's just see how this operates. Maybe like low walls would be good. And this guy is actually tricky to deal with. I might have like a little side platform you could jump on to help deal with him a little more. Ah. Dude, you can see me from all the way over there? I'm kind of impressed I hit that shot. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Might have hurt somebody's ears. Okay, why can't the bouncer see me? Why can you not see me, friend? What is your deal? How can you not find me? It can't be this ledge, can it? Is this too low? Can you actually not see me over this? Huh. I didn't even consider that could be an issue. Let's slightly recode how he works before we do anything else, actually. So we've got in pawn sensing, say get sight radius. And let's go to the event begin play. We're gonna make a new variable, and we're gonna call this sight radius. Set that to a float. Why are you recompiling? All I did was make a new thing called sight radius. Okay, so we're going to set that to that, and we're going to, by default, have sight radius, compile, default have that set to, let's say, 10,000, so you can see us from pretty much anywhere. And what this does, actually I need to expose that variable first. So I hit this little icon right here, this little eyeball, which means that it is now editable in this area. So if you can see the new sight radius variable is here. So what that allows me to do is I can have two of these guys right next to each other, but they both have entirely different sight radiuses. So that lets us be a bit more creative and thorough about how we want to put our levels together. Gives us a little bit more freedom, a little more flexibility to how we want them to interact with the specific parts of the level. I think I got the strat for this guy. Ah, why'd I fall? Where'd my momentum go? This guy is devious. These cubes they're so big. It is difficult to deal with them like that. I think I kind of like it. Yeah, cuboids don't really work too well in open air. Dude, can you not see me? He can't fit! It's too small of a gap! Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to block you off. There we go. Now we can... Let's even make it a little wider for him. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's save ourselves some time. Did I move something? No. Okay, I just accidentally undid making that. EE. Okay. Why are my camera controls inverted? Okay, that's weird. No, we're good. Okay. Sorry about that, just had some weird Unreal jank. It'd be kind of nice if I could just, like... It probably is, actually, if I could just, like, click an event and then go somewhere and insta-warp it to that position. That would be very convenient for Unreal editing. Okay. So, let's try this one more time. Whoops. Yeah, might have like a side platform you can jump up. Yeah, it feels pretty difficult to take him down without taking any damage in that. Why do you keep going flying? That's right. Oh, he's after me. He's after me. I didn't even realize. Whoa, no, he's so fast. He's so fast and dangerous. Die. Oh shit, I ran into it. Okay. That is okay. I don't love that, though. Not super fun. I like the idea of trying to avoid the projectiles where you're getting chased down by him, but, like, there's nothing stopping you from just immediately killing the cuboids and not really having to deal with Bouncer. Maybe if I've got another Bouncer who's, like, over here, guarding the staircase, maybe that'll make things a little more interesting. And while we're at it, let's add a little bit of cover. Oh, I forgot to check chat. Sorry, I was so locked in for a while there. My bad. More features than some fully released games. Well, thank you. Gotta be a wizard version of this, like magic stuff. I mean, it kind of is magic. Gotta be a wizard version. I already had that. Bouncer kind of grooving. Fill it with pits. That is actually probably a good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that suggestion, Dill. I want to make games that are enjoyed by all. The flat palm weapon do? Well, it's like a gripper. You grab somebody and you pull yourself towards them. But that weapon needs probably a bit of a rebalance. How dare you not make the gap wide enough? I'm sorry. Uppercut and the gimme. Yeah, I'll show you that one of them has gotten rebalanced quite a bit, actually. The gimme does not send you nearly as far as it used to. Like, it still sends you places, but, like, it's more of, like, a extra boost tool than it used to, because if you watch last stream, this thing was busted, like, you could warp from here to there, like, instantly. But now it just sort of gives you a good momentum boost. You can hit that into one of these and get a lot of good speed, but it's more of a complement. Yeah, it's more of a complement to this than it is as a extremely overpowered, busted-ass movement technique. You like the idea in the level in your last devlog, where there are many blocks with paths you can take? Make any levels like those? Well, this one actually is that, where it's 3 different buildings and you can take them in any order you want. And the final stage is going to be probably a bit more focused. But all of the levels will have a good degree of freedom. To contrast with something like a Neon White, where you generally have a set structure you go through a level, a more focused direction, these will be... I want to make these more open-ended. I'm going to just C4 charge to jump above the shots and shoot them that way. While using your detonator just to skip some projectiles isn't super efficient. It's generally better just to, like, you know, actually shoot the guy with it. But I'm kind of thinking about, like, designing my obstacles... Like, this is my thought process. That actually works pretty well. That's very fun, actually. Just doing a jump over with the uppercut and then shooting him, that feels good. But I want to balance things as if you don't have the detonator, so that way the detonator can be a truly fun, kind of broken, stupid thing that you can really have a lot of fun with and let it wreak havoc on the level design. In a good way, I think. I think it'll be good. We'll see. Maybe that design philosophy won't last me too long, but for now I really like that idea. I was gonna say though, Dill, you're right about like if you go to the like new and trending section on Steam, there is always like some insane stuff that has like somehow gotten listed at the very top of Steam somehow. I don't know how exactly that flies. I mean, I guess it makes sense because there is that kind of game does have a market. That is undeniable. Just based on, I don't know, keeps showing up on Steam's trending pages, so... okay. This is not gonna stick. I'm just curious to see if they can still shoot with a little gap here. Alright, can you shoot me? Do your projectiles get... Ah! Oh, they phase through! They phase through! That's good! That is actually good. I want that. That's what I want to happen. Actually, I kind of like having these little bits here, because you can like, juke around the bouncers. Oh, this is kind of fun. Oh no, this is getting out of hand real fast. Ah, shit. No, I want to get 2 of them. Wait, this is kind of... hold on. This kind of rules, actually. Wait. That was... Hold on. I'm onto something. I'm cooking. I'm brewing up a mysterious potion. Why do I keep going backwards sometimes? What is happening? Why am I... What is going on with this? Okay. Like if I click, sometimes it just starts pushing me backwards. I don't know what the deal with that is. It's very annoying, though. Have a little gap in that, sure. And then we'll have another one here, I suppose. Let's make sure all gaps are 4 wide so that the bouncers can easily move around. 1, 2, 3, let's add a 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it a little wider. 1, 2, 3, whatever. We'll approximate. It's fine. And then this one will extend to here. Then I'll have another 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have another bit that goes all the way to the wall. Okay, I don't really know how exactly I'm going to justify this in a level design sense, like what these objects are. Oh, I walked backwards into a projectile. Really don't want to walk too far back when you're dealing with one of these guys. Oh no, he's stuck! You fool! You cannot... There he is. This is why I need to update the AI navigation code, is because, like, they just get stuck on stuff. Dude, where are you going? What are you doing? It also sounds like their noises are playing multiple times. I don't really know why it's doing that, but it's kind of funny. I want to fix it. It's too loud. Add in Steve Strike on the roof building. That'll actually be a different building. This one over here is going to be the Steve Strike building. Where, like, while you're dealing with the other buildings, like, it could be a good one to go for first, because while you're clearing out the other ones, you're going to have these guys up here constantly, like, laying down bombs, shooting at you from above. So you got to take care of them first, but the drawback is that they're the easiest ones to kill once you get there, and they're all really high up. So you could kill them first to make the level easier, or you could kill them last, knowing that it's probably going to be fastest, because you could, like, jump straight from the middle roof here all the way over to the sea. You could probably even jump from this roof all the way over to that roof, and then take care of all the enemies, and have that tower pretty much be done with. Place more squares and walls and bouncers. I think this will probably be a good amount for this floor. We can ramp it up as you get higher and higher up the building, I think. That feels like probably a reasonable way to do that, without it getting too absurd. So I'm just grooving in the soundtrack now. Okay, so what do we want to do here? This is something. This is good. So how do we expand upon this a little bit? How do we make this even more stupid? First, let's add a little railing. Don't want anybody to hurt themselves, right? In this casino where you run in and shoot everybody immediately. There we go. Nice little ledge. Okay, so I'm thinking we want to try something maybe a little bit more twisty, a little more turny, perhaps. Maybe even take advantage of like some like corridors. Well, corridors maybe, because then you can deal with. Then you have an interesting sort of way to deal with the cuboids. Let's set this back to 200. Let's just try something. Let's just see if this works. It might not, and that's fine. Let's just extend this up to the roof. Sure. It's a little bit of corridor here. I'm thinking maybe like a cuboid in each side, and then there's like a little hole here you can duck into. So there's like you're getting shot at from here, you're getting shot at from there, something like that. Nope, go forwards. Let's even make this section a little more wide. What if we even try this? What if we try this? How does this feel? Maybe even enclose the roof a little more. So it's a little more tight in this section. Might be a little overkill, but who knows? Never know until you give it a shot. Like I've said before, we are very much in our experimental phase of development, so pretty much anything is good to fly. Yeah. It's a little thin, but that might be okay. So let's say there's maybe a cuboid here shooting at you, cuboid here shooting at you, bouncer like here who sees you, and then he's gonna start running at you. That's a problem. Maybe another bouncer maybe a bouncer right here who sees you the second that you walk up the stairs. So you walk up the stairs, it's like, oh no, there's a bouncer there. You walk out here, oh no, there's a cube guy there. Walk out a little forwards, oh no, there's another cube guy there, and there's another bouncer running at me. Maybe. Perhaps. Like this section kind of needs something too, because it's a little empty right now. But what? What could it use? Oh, I shouldn't just make a super similar one. Is this 3 wide? It is 3 wide. Let's extend that up to the ceiling. We've got a bit of a wider section here. How about that? Then, what is it? Okay, whenever I keep getting Street Fighter music, for some reason that crashes the playlist. I realize that just doesn't stops things. Okay, this isn't even on the playlist. This is just playing the next song, like the next song that's in my suggested, not even in the playlist. Hold on, gotta fix the playlist again. Ooh, we got Street Fighter EX2. Let's go. Excuse me. Sure. Let's see if this yields any results, or if this sucks and we need to delete it. This is actually a little cramped. Hold on. Before we test that, this is definitely gonna feel too cramped. So let's backtrack here a little bit. And extend that across. Yeah. Sure. Dude, it's doing that thing again. What shortcut am I pressing? What keybind am I pressing that's causing the entire thing to just, like, cease working properly? What if you had the ability to freeze the Q projectiles and use them as platforms or cover? That could be pretty interesting. For some reason, looking at that room makes me think of a laser tag arena. It does look like that. Have a sniper shooting through a window. I do have an idea for a sniper enemy, but I think I'm going to save him for later, because he might be really difficult to deal with. Any tips for enemy design? Just try to think of stuff that's unique and funny. That's how I do it anyways. Like, part of it is just, like, thinking of something that sounds like it would be fun to fight. Like, there's been some suggestions that I don't think sound super fun, like enemies that could limit your movement by, like, taking away juice, or limiting your access to how many fingers you have. And that's the kind of thing that I worry would be not super fun. Why did I do that? Yeah. Because that would just sort of... The fun part is movement and fighting enemies and stuff, and switching between all your different weapons, so artificially limiting your access to weapons, I don't think that'd be super fun. So, like, long story short, figure out what really works about your game, and lean into that with your enemies. Make sure you have enemies that complement what's fun about it. So, you know, if it's an action game, you want to make sure that they're aggressive and interesting to deal with and not too annoying. Yeah, stuff like that. Okay, let's see if this is even remotely fun or if it's a complete disaster. Oh, that is a bowling alley strike if I've ever seen one. That feels good. That was maybe a little too loud, but that felt good to do. Oh shit, a bouncer. Wow, no, help! Kind of funny how they can, like, eject you out of a corner. I like that other oh, he just got stuck in the corner. That was weird. His animation didn't change. Okay, well, evidently, we're going to need to give those guys slightly larger brains, because the bouncers are, like... They're stupid, but they're, like, too stupid. They don't, like, they just cannot function if they lose sight of you. Okay, so this didn't really work the way I wanted to. So, what if I just add more enemies? Maybe that'll fix it. I think that's good level design, right? Is just keep adding more things. Okay. Get over here, you sons of bitches. Oh yeah, I should probably specify, their projectiles aren't just gonna be pure black in the final game. They're gonna be kind of like, they're gonna have like a nice little orange glow to them, similar to how the cuboids themselves actually look. Ah. Oh, it pushed me back in the projectile. That son of a... I think this is actually kind of interesting. I think it's still gonna need some work, but I think it's something that's kind of fun to work around, I suppose. Shit. I just took a stupid hit. No, he blocked. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely gonna add some pre-fire frames to those guys so it's more apparent when they're gonna shoot. So that way you have stuff like that happening a little less often, like your shot's just kind of getting randomly stuffed. No! Okay, we're gonna put a bomb there. Ooh. No, I ran into the project. Dang it! Ooh, this might be a little too difficult, actually. I might need to slightly ease up on the difficulty, because this is supposed to be level 2 after all. But it is fun. That's actually pretty fun. Whether there's a ceiling in the indented ceiling that a bouncer in the ceiling that falls on you, that sounds kind of awesome, actually. Cheddar cheese? Sure, cheese. Mention the hard mode is you can't take damage. Maybe. I don't know if this game would be... I don't know if that would be fun, but it could certainly be a pretty easy way to up the difficulty for sure. Hour late, W stream. Well, thank you, Snazzy Raspberry. Why does Cupid death sound like a baby cat scream? It's just like a funny sound effect that I've randomly generated that I liked. It's just like ah. It fits really well. Like look at his mouth when he makes it. Like it's perfect. It's perfect. It's so good. What are the dark hand thingies? What do you mean? Like yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Enemies falling and you could be fun. I think so. First room feels like it should have an enemy in the air, like on a platform or something. Maybe. 2 a.m. where I am. Good night. Well, thank you for stopping in, Anstorar. This game is so unique. Love it. Thank you, P. Burple. Yeah, what do you mean by, like, dark hand thingies? Like these? The projectiles? Help! Wait, I have to do it. Hold on, I gotta do something for science real quick. This is important. Okay, we're gonna get rid of these guys. No! Switch to the right weapon! Who made this system? Probably a moron. Alright, I need to see what happens. Oh no! No. Okay, so what happens there is that whenever you land, so whenever the event on landed is triggered, it will play this. It'll play this little puff of smoke. It'll spawn in those particles. But what happened is because I was in the air and constantly landing on them over and over because I was jammed, it was spawning the particles in like every frame, and it almost crashed the game, I think. So I'll need to put like a retriggerable delay or something on that so that it can only happen within a certain like time frame. Because hold on, let me see if I can get that effect to happen again. No, it bounced out that time. Might have been a bit of a freak timing. Hold on. We can do this. What if I boost? That's awesome. I should definitely fix that. That tanks the frame rate. Something awful. Is it gonna be PlayStation support? Probably not. I don't think this game would work very well on console. I like the idea of porting to console, and I think with Unreal it'd be relatively easy. 2 of the hand gestures were more darkly colored. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so like when it does this, that means it's not an actual gesture that you can use. So, like if you're looking at it in your peripheral vision, that will signal to your brain like, oh, I'm not currently at something. Just to help differentiate between the two a little bit more easily. Yeah. Whoa, outlines. Yeah, Bert, we got outlines. Yeah, baby, we got outlines. Let's go! Die. Okay. I'm gonna beat my own level. If I can't beat my own level, like, within a couple of attempts, then I think I've made it officially too difficult. That is probably fair to say, but I really don't want to make it less difficult. That's my problem. I like it being difficult. I'll probably just force my friends to play it, and then they'll be like, Seth, this is too difficult, and then I'll change it. I honestly, I do quite like how the cuboids are fitting into the gameplay. They feel like a pretty natural fit, especially with like these low little bars here, where they can shoot you and you can jump around to get up and around, but you can't get directly to them. Actually a pretty fun synergy. This is working out a little better than I had expected. Shit, I'm at 2 already? Too loud. I need to have like some sort of a universal like sound cap. Also, I do have that in here, but the sound channels aren't mapped properly yet for some reason. Like I feel like I made it correct, but it doesn't correct. Like look how low I made the sound effects, and then if I go back, like it's still just as ear-splittingly loud. So that is certainly something to fix. Also, the playlist broke again. The hell is the deal with that? Why does it just keep stopping? It's always on the Street Fighter songs for some reason. Whatever. Bam, bada, bam. So their combo's running out. Oh no, not my combo! So it's technically right? Yeah. One thing I've noticed with your enemy death animation is that it isn't immediately obvious that the enemy is dead. That is a fair point. Maybe like a slight color change would be good. Like they slightly dim, to make it apparent. Because I really like the death animation. Like where he goes, wah. I really like how that looks. But yeah, like maybe like a brief flash or a color change. Something alongside the sound effects to make it more readily apparent. You know what? Let's even do that right now. Let's see if that helps fix things. Okay. So I've got an event called Die. And what we're going to do is get paper flipbook, and we're going to set tint, like tint. Can I do that? Is that a thing I can do? I know I've done this elsewhere, I just can't remember how. You know what? Trying to remember how I did it is too hard. Let's just look up how I did it. I'm gonna go to HUD, sorry, weapon, and then HUD hand. Because I know you can change the tint here in render transform. No. Rendering? Where the heck did I do this? Oh, that's in the wrong spot. Duh. Yeah, it should be just tint. How do I change their tint? Oh, right, I can't do that because it's a flipbook. Shit. That's fine. I can just manually edit the sprites later. But that will be a later thing, because I'd have to... I can just go in and manually like darken or lighten them a little bit. Seth Pizza Tower. But when the game is more worked on, will there be a playtest? Well, there'll be a demo, and the demo is basically a playtest. I think particles could also work as a universal, yeah, you killed them. That could be good. Like a separate new particle for enemy death. Would individual levels revolve around enemies? I don't think any level will only have one enemy. They could have specific, like, enemy combos, but I tend to think it's more fun when you have a larger variety of baddies to deal with. But who knows if that might be a little too much like throwing the player in all at once, so there might need to be some better pacing of like difficulty and structure, but we'll see. Okay, so this room needs some edits, clearly. It is too stinking hard. If I am having... don't get me wrong, I think it's a fun kind of difficult, but I want other people to be able to beat this. And this is level 2. So we gotta keep this within a certain realm of reason, but I'm okay with... why is it so loud? I'm okay with this game being difficult. That's even, I would say, better. Ooh, can't get me. Stupid. Ah, he got me. I kind of forgot that he had a really big hitbox. Okay, let's see if just getting rid of one of these guys made a bit of a difference. Shit. Like I got. Help! 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 I'm getting bounced. Holy shit, they went flying. That was awesome. Alright, and then we'll have our good little final floor, which maybe this will be a bit of a combo of the two, where there's like more hallway sections, but also little bumps. And then we'll have one big old confrontation here, which I'm thinking is going to be a lot more open, and just really puts those two together. Now, I also have an idea for something else we could do with this building to make it a little bit more interesting, perhaps. First, we're going to hit F10 and then F5 to open up editing mode. And, let me check the comments real quick. Slapmo City. Slap City's pretty cool. When you're done with the levels, you should make the world look 2D. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Sort of. Yeah. Should have an unreasonably scary level. Like, like the Ultra Kill one. I would not mind having a like a horror level. That could be kind of funny. And I tend to lean more towards funny than reasonability. Like if something's funny, I'm willing to do quite a bit for that. So that's a strong maybe. What if I put a cuboid? What if I put a cuboid right here instead? I want to see if this feels maybe a little better, because you're getting shot at from this guy immediately, and now they're in two sort of different positions, so you have to think a little bit more carefully about how you approach them. Let's see if that makes any difference. Makes this... Where'd my jump go? Yeah, sometimes the uppercut kind of seems like it just disappears, which I don't really like. I don't know why that happens. No. And you really gotta be focused on hitting your shots. That's good. That's what I want to happen. No, no, bouncer. Bouncers they're doing a good job of being a nuisance. Ugh. That feels good. That feels like a good spot for that to be in right now. Now what we're gonna do is yeah. Is this? Yes, this is set up correctly. Okay. So what I want to do is sort of use the outsides of these buildings a bit more to my advantage. So what I'm gonna do is drag this out a little bit. Something like maybe there, so, and extend out like so. Yeah, something like this. And I'm thinking I'm going to have a little back path around the edge here, which you could use to get inside the building from like a window or something. I think that could be pretty fun. I've been playing, I played and finished Fallen Aces recently. Very, very fun game. And it's got like a lot of immersive sim elements to it. So stuff like being able to sneak around to find, being able to like sneak around the side of a building and finding alternate pathways and like sneaking up onto a roof and taking cool little shortcuts. And it's questionable how eminently practical all of those will be for a speedrunning game. Like obviously you're going to want to try to find the most direct route rather than maybe the sneakiest route. But perhaps there's times when you could use those effectively. This is very cool. Thank you, O21A. More boiling chili. Alright. Game looks cool. Thank you, Gil Hudo. Could you resize enemies? Because a huge, big cube would be awesome. That'd be very easy. Like the Pizza Tower FNAF level? Yeah, like that. Boss should have 4 hands, each flipping you off. You have to shoot off the hands to kill him. It's a cool idea. Extra difficulty variations of levels you could choose to play as a challenge. I do like the idea of like a challenge pack of stages, but that would be like that'd be a post-launch thing. Because I've said it quite a few times in here, but I am, you know, in a couple of months starting my senior year of college, so I need to get this game out at all first. We have been in crunch time for the past ever since I started this project. Let's have a little personal. Let's have a little talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because making a video game is, as I'm sure you would expect, very, very difficult. But I really want to do game development stuff full time. Like I'd love to do that as a career. I studied graphic design, and graphic design is fun, but I just don't think I would get a whole lot of like joy out of doing that professionally. So what I've been trying to do is really give this whole graphic design, game design stuff one solid push to see if I can't accomplish something. And you know, maybe cross our fingers, this game does well and I can make enough money off of it to make more games. That'd be cool. Hopefully. I'd like that. But you know, channel's growing pretty well so far. It's going pretty good. But, you know, let's see if that momentum keeps going. you should add almost like a post-void type soundtrack. I do have a soundtrack in the works. The sound of it is very much in flux right now. Like we really haven't nailed anything concrete down. But I do love the post-void soundtrack. It is really good. And funnily enough, I actually did not intend the because like there's post-void and void collector. That was not intended actually. But I had the idea of like mashing together things from different places, which is where the name Void came from. Is like this weird mass of places and things. That's the gist of where that idea came from. And then like a month after coming up with the name, I did another run of Post Void, and I was like, oh shit, we both got Void, and it's a 2-word Void name, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so I don't know how useful any of this is going to be, but I kind of like having these little, like, really narrow shortcuts you could use to scale up the side of the building. Again, no idea if any of this is practical in the slightest. But sometimes it's not about practicality, it's about fun factor. Maybe I'll even hide little secrets around the stages. What about that? Well, making a game isn't difficult. It's making a good, decent quality game that's difficult. That is true. I think learning how to make a game at all and having like the dedication to finish anything of substance is really difficult, though. I think anybody could make a game if they like tried hard enough. Like they could learn something like an RPG Maker or something and finish a project with relative, not ease, but like function. They could do it. They could feasibly do that, I would say. In theory. But that doesn't mean it's easy, of course. Yeah. That's something I've seen where like people have good ideas, and I feel like they could get good at game development if they really wanted to and really put in the effort that it requires. But it's sometimes you think that you'd be interested in something like game development, but you do it, you realize that it's really not as fun as you felt like it would be. Or maybe you just don't. You spend a bunch of time in the intro stages, like learning how to use an engine, and you get burnt out on that and don't even make anything. A lot of places where game development can go horrifically wrong, and you just don't end up doing anything. It's been a very philosophical dev stream. By the way, don't even pay attention to what I'm doing right now. I'm just placing stuff. This is very much another case of, I don't know if any of this is going to work, but let's try it. Because right now, especially like making fun, good level design and seeing what does and doesn't work is a lot more important than making sure we've got an environment that makes physical sense. No! I fell too far. What caused this? Why is there a string? Wait. Is he trying to chase me all the way around the building? Did I? Yeah, oh, okay. That's weird. You can, like, if you brush against the wall, like, kills all your speed. It's kind of weird. You. Yeah, so part of the reason, I should explain this why I'm doing this. Part of the reason I'm going to have these little shortcuts you can take, like up here you can use this to get around the entire exterior, is like from the other buildings that there's going to be, if you do, there's probably going to be some platforms and stuff to make this a little easier, but if you get like a good, let me reset so I've got full juice before I give a good example. So let's say we're all the way at the top of the building, and we've got another building off over there in that general direction. If we've got a good amount of resources, then what we can do is something like this. Something like that. Dump all your resources and really send yourself flying way out there. So, I overshot the death plane. Oh, okay. That makes sense. The death plane isn't even that big. All right. Let's fix that real quick so we can more easily reset. anyways, those will give you more opportunities for creativity. And part of my thought process here is that, like, I'm not trying to worry too much about making sure everything is, like, super balanced and super, like, meticulously thought out and constructed. Because I want to give the player a lot of agency. I want to make sure that it feels reasonable, it feels fair, it feels balanced, and it feels polished to a functional degree at least. Something like that. That's kind of the gist. But I want there to be a lot of player expression. It'd be cool if there were collectibles. Yeah, that could be fun. Also talking about the 100, if not thousands, of awful, crappily made mobile games that flood the market. True. Those are nothing. New enemy that is based solely on combos? Maybe. Because I kind of have an enemy that would be like a combo fodder, where they would be really easy to kill, but they would just kind of block your path. In a pretty non-obtrusive way. Like, you would need to kill them still, but they would just be blocking you. They wouldn't, like, bounce you. They wouldn't really be that obtrusive. They would just be ways to keep the combo going and, like, extra checkpoints to make sure you get to a certain part of a stage, essentially. Like, let's say I've got a really cool platforming challenge I want the player to do. I could just have one of those guys up top so that they have to go over there to kill the enemy, but they wouldn't really have to deal with any actual, like, obstacles if I didn't want them to. Do you get what I'm saying? If you understand where I'm coming from. Okay. Let's put ourselves some enemies in here. Yeah. You know what? I think we'll put some stuff on the roof, too. And we'll just try populating this all at once. So, here's what I'm thinking. Like, top of roof. Of, yeah, here we go. This is just like a kind of a generic image I'm looking at. But you know how they've got, like, heaters and radiators and whatever and all XYZ. All the kind of things you'd usually see on a roof. So, like, maybe we have, like, a little shed here. Something like this. Yeah, like a little shed. Little place. And I kind of forgot I have these. But what if we cut out a hole here? Maybe put, like, a little juice power-up in there? Juice pickup, not a power-up, rather. Gives the player a nice little something for making it there. And you know what? Just to make this... we can put an enemy up top of this little section here, too, actually. Let's... Yeah, there we go. I like how that looks. Ooh, excuse me. Talking is already making my throat a little sore, my voice a little hoarse. And we'll have like a little, I don't know, like a heater right there, and like a little, I don't know, like a radiator here or something. You know, kind of usual, just amorphous blocks that probably serve some function that you see on the roofs of buildings. Yeah, that looks pretty convincing, actually. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's hit Shift F1, enter selection mode, and then hit F10 to bring these back. And let's start placing some enemies. Let's see if we've got anything that feels good. Okay, so what do we do with this floor? So my first thought is, obviously, we throw a cuboid in the most inconvenient, furthest reaching spot of the back of the map. Like, duh, of course. This is probably a terrible idea, but I'm putting a bouncer at the top of the stairs anyways. I don't know why. Maybe we have a cuboid that's guarding this door. And then maybe another bouncer in this corner. This kind of seems terrible. This might suck. But, whatever. We will give that a go. Then you walk up here, yada yada, and then maybe you're getting cubed here, maybe you're getting cubed here. You know what? Actually, I've got maybe a slightly better idea for what we can do with this. Let's go back into the cube grid for a brief moment. And these can be little, like, enemy pedestals. So these will be like little walkways the enemies can use to get up and down from these ledges. Yeah. So now if we add a bouncer right here, then he can still get to the player. And that might be enough to complete this building. This level's gonna be really big, I'm realizing. if I do have like 3 full-sized buildings full of enemies. Let's just give it a full test run and see how this feels. Make any changes that we feel are appropriate. Shit. Wait, why is there a bouncer here? There's one more than there should be. Oh, I think that's the one from upstairs, I think. I think he saw me and then ran after me from all the way up there. That's quite impressive. Yeah, that wasn't very interesting though. This room definitely needs something. It's kind of missing an X factor. Can you really not? Dude, okay, you really are gonna need an AI override. You are so stupid. Why are you flying? This game is... Who made this broken-ass game? Hey, look at that! I got a 15 multiplier. Or a 16 combo, which means I got a ×2 multiplier. Oh, that looks kind of awesome, actually, doesn't it? The way that there's all those cubes flying around. I like that look. Okay, well, that was not great. So let's restructure, let's rethink a little. So, clearly, you're not doing anything. I feel like the cuboids are not taking the best advantage of the layout of this room. So maybe if we have one, like, right here. So we got a bouncer in this corner, we got the cuboid here, so like you walk up, and then you've got immediately under assault by a bouncer who's trying to push you around, while this guy's shooting at you over this section, and this guy's shooting over at this section. Now, to even give him a little bit more room to work, let's extend this out a little. So now you got a little barrier between him and you. Oh, you know what? You know what? I don't know if this is a good idea, but we'll try it. I've now permanently encased this poor man inside of this wall. Maybe a little bit of elevation difference will be interesting. Perhaps. Might also just mean that he doesn't work properly, but because he's not shooting at you at that dead-on angle. But whatever. Again, experimental. Run it. Holy cow, there's gonna be so many cells in this level. I'm already at 18 on just the first of 3 sections. Ah, I keep forgetting to close it to open that part of the level up. Okay, what happens if you sneak in here? Whoa, shit! Oh, you're not dead? Can you not make it out here? Didn't think there was gonna be a cube there. Okay, I just need... height. Okay. So, to make that shortcut work, clearly you're gonna need to be pulled forwards a bit. So the player actually has room. Maybe I'll even put you, like, right there. Yeah, so something that's pretty apparent, and I can understand why Pizza Tower took so long now, because the first demo came out about 4 years before the game actually finished. At least the first demo that really took off was quite a while before the game actually came out, and the mechanics were pretty much there. It seemed like the main thing that needed to be done was, like, level design. And just, I can understand how it took so long to make just 4 levels, because, yeah, I'm getting it. Level design is a tricky thing. Dude, how did I miss? I hit him. That was okay. It wasn't super interesting. This definitely still needs some work. And you need some work, my poor friend. What if we widen this and get rid of that and put you there? Can you function now? Are you still too stupid? What software is this? This is all done in Unreal. But if you use Unreal and you want to make levels like this that is super, super easy, I'd recommend using the Cube Grid. It is a very fast, very easy to use, very intuitive tool for creating and texturing levels. If you want to make textures, you just go to Edit Materials and you can paint stuff, you can select areas you want to paint and then apply a texture to it. It is wonderful. You can make stuff so fast. Like, look at this. It's been, what, hour and a half? Look at how much level I've made in an hour and a half. It's wonderful. Usually something like this would take a million billion hours. What about including a hole in the roof that can lead to the floor underneath but without a staircase? That could be kind of interesting. Building made of checkered pattern blocks never looked so good. Well, thank you. What about cubes and bouncers here? Floor is a little too flat. What do you think? Like it needs a texture? Like a... Maybe. Perhaps. Because like flat, floory stuff is kind of what I'm going for here. But maybe. You gonna add any environmental hazards? Probably. Third floor should have a different enemy other than cubes and bouncers. Well, this is... Problem is, like, this is... Part of the gimmick of this stage that's in my mind is that each one is dedicated to a specific enemy combination. So this one is the cuboid and bouncer room, which I'm starting to think maybe this isn't actually that good of an idea of a gimmick, because using just these two guys kind of does limit your options quite a bit, but at the very least it's a good experiment to see what ways these different guys will work well together. But it might be right that just sticking to having two enemies per section might not be the most interesting. Yeah, maybe. Might be good to maybe swap some of these guys. Might be good to swap some of these guys out for Gunthers, or like add in some Gunthers where there weren't any. Something along those lines to make it a bit more compelling. Because I think it's fun down here. I think it's kind of fun down here. But once you get here, it feels like you're kind of just running the same thing they've already done. So that's a maybe. But I will hammer out the finer tweaks, finer points of this building a little bit later. For now, I want to go ahead and take a little bit of a mental break and work on this building. Actually, you know what? We can do the left building. The left building, I think, will be relatively pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. You know what? Let's even make this slightly wider. Let's have a gap. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is going to be where we build the front of the building. So what do we want to do about the run up to the building? Because I want to have something relatively simple, but also a little treacherous, a little dangerous. Maybe like something like this could be good, just a little bit of extra hazard. A little crescent moon obstacle, maybe thin this even. Yeah, so you gotta go hua, and then hua. Actually, you know what, let's do the patented Seth classic, make another zigzag. Something kind of like that, so you gotta watch your toes a little bit, because for context, this is gonna be a building where you've got a bunch of Steve Strikes up here going bam, 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 laying down carpet bombs, blowing up the whole area. Something like that. So having... This one doesn't really need enemies, but as long as the terrain itself is kind of difficult, so you have to focus on where you're going, but you can't stop moving because you're constantly under fire. That's the thought process. Love the screams of the cubes when they die? That's very ominous. I'm glad you're putting so much effort into making sure the levels feel fun to play. Well, that's the whole thing. If levels ain't fun to play, then the game ain't fun. It's looking more and more like a castle. It does kind of look like a castle. Never used Unreal, when I used Unity and Godot. I've heard good things about both of those, although I'm reluctant about Unity because of the whole fiasco that happened, although I've heard that they're working on getting their reputation back. Yeah. Godot does seem really cool. If I'm going to learn a second game engine anytime soon, which I probably won't, but I do want to know more than Unreal eventually, Godot is probably the one I'd pick for, like, more focused 2D games, because I don't want to make, like, platformers and whatnot, but I've got a lot of really complicated ideas that I could kind of only do in Unreal. This building will probably be a lot smaller than the other one, Because this one is pretty much exclusively just a way to get up to the top to deal with the snipers. This is going to be more like a sniper tower than like a specific office building kind of deal. Black and white checkered floors would fit the vibe. That'd probably be for the floors of like the interior buildings, because those are like casinos, basically. That's the gist of them. Why do you kind of sound like Barely Alec? Is that the guy I'm thinking of? Yeah, okay. No, I know that guy. That guy seems cool. I haven't watched a whole ton of his stuff. But I watched, there's a video with him and another guy named Sample as a Battle Block Theater multiplayer, like, no jumping challenge. And that video is so good. It is unreasonably great. I would highly recommend watching that. Some of the stuff that they come up with is just, I don't even know how they found some of it, and it's awesome. Ooh, new concept. Void Collector challenge video? What would the challenge be, right? Like, you know, there's always the classics of like no jumping, no whatever. I don't think you really couldn't do a no shooting challenge in this game. But I guess you might be able to do a no jumping in some... Yeah, maybe, because like you could use this as a jump. You could use that as a jump. So like a no jumping challenge could be really interesting to see if that's doable. You have to spend a lot of time waiting for your juice to come back though, so I don't know if that'd be interesting. But like gaps like this, you can just like dash over them and you don't even have to jump. And that is by design, because that just kind of feels really satisfying to do. Unity was years ago. Luckily, Godot supports C#, so everything I learned in Unity transferred over pretty well. Glad to hear it. Considering the stage focused on the bouncers and shooty guys, when they have the later parts of more open space utilize bouncers while bouncing. Well, their bouncing is more of a... I would say it is well utilized in here, because these guys will fill the area with a bunch of hard-to-dodge, very large cube obstacles, whereas the bouncers will keep trying to push you around, disorient you, and push you into them. They're not all about just pushing you up a ledge. Is your game inspired by Neon White at all? Yes, it is. I don't want to sound like I'm like some super good game dev, because I'm certainly not an expert. But there are a lot of things I really like about Neon White, but there's also a lot of things that I feel like were kind of lacking, at least for somebody like me. It felt like, as fun as it was, and as well polished and well designed as it wasn't as freeform as I would have liked. And also the character designs and story, atmosphere, music, none of it really jived with me, really. So I wanted to try making something that's in that same kind of vein, but with just my own kind of take on something like that. So that's why you've got the more open level design, the greater sense, the greater focus on like freedom, the weird wacky weapon switching, and then of course all the enemies being really stupid. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. I'm just putting blocks down. I kind of was just spacing out entirely while I was talking there. Might have to make like a ladder or something to reach these guys, because they're kind of gonna be far away. And I think that's how it only really works if they're far away. Ooh, excuse me. Ugh. Actually, we can go ahead and widen that, I think. Yeah, something like that. Oh, it's off center. It's off center. Tear it down, rebuild it. Gotta go from scratch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. And ba 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 ba. Sorry if I'm just saying nonsense sometimes. My brain kind of gets in a weird mode where just sound effects are the only thing I am capable of producing. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be the little sniper tower. And I gotta come up with a cool way to get up there. Maybe like a little platforming challenge here where you run around and you work your way up to the top while you're constantly getting sniped at. That sounds actually like a whole lot of fun. Now how do I make sure that they can see you at all times? Because they're going to get blocked by these ledges quite a bit, I imagine. You know what, let's even, before we even do that, let's just see how effective it is if I put down, like, 2 of them here. And, like, 1 here. And, like, 1 here. How many steep strikes is enough steep strikes before it becomes too many steep strikes? Holy shit. I'm gonna get him! I'm gonna get him! Okay, you cannot get... I might need to boost the vertical leap of the uppercut a little. Maybe it feels like a little stilted in some places, like a little short. We'll see, we'll see. Alright. What are the movement hands you have right now? So, you can use the bird to go fast. You can use the uppercut to go up. You can use the gimme. I just whipped every single one of my shots. You can use the gimme to pull yourself towards an enemy faster. And that's it. I guess, technically, this slows your movement down. But that's, I guess, the opposite of movement. Yeah. Just saw a comment, someone asking if I fixed the string in the doorway. And no, I did not. Thank you for the reminder. There we go. Now we are with stringless. Is the atmosphere of the environment going to be more surreal and weird in tone or very cartoony and simple? Bit of both. The skyboxes right now are very much temporary. I kind of want them to have this weird pulsating, strange texture to give this odd atmosphere, and all the colors are going to be none of the colors are going to be like normal. Like it's gonna not going to be green grass. It's going to be like purple grass and weird different colors of rock and textures and stuff. Are there enemies between these buildings, or is it just a dry spot to lose your combo? Don't worry, there will always be combo potential. That is always a part of the goal. There's going to be little connectors between the roofs, and a good way to keep the combo is also just going to be to do boost jumps into uppercuts, or dash jumps into uppercuts. That should be enough to clear any of the gaps. So with a bit of tech and a bit of juice to spare, or even a detonator jump, then you can do it. And I saw a question that is a good point. Can you use the gimmies to reach them? Get him. Oh, Iterative doesn't that send you upwards? I'm trying to remember if I coded it to do that, because it looks like it does. So I might have to rework the gimme a little bit to give you some vertical height. Because if you could hit one of them and then double uppercut and spend like all your juice and then detonate and then blow them all up and get all of it back in a second, that sounds pretty cool. So I would prefer if that is possible. That sounds like fun. Okay. Real quick, I want to tear this down and restart because I feel like the spacing on this doesn't quite work the way I hoped. What if I just make it really small? Does this? I mean, it probably doesn't work, but I'm curious to see if it does. Like, what if there's just one on each corner? Like, this is the tower of strikes. All right, quick question for the chat to figure out if you're a true gamer or not. If you know what game this song is from, type it below. If you are correct, you win 2 cool gamer points. Okay, now we've got the Tower of Strike. There's just little blobs on the horizon. Yo, what up? Yo, what up? Yo, what up? They didn't hit me? I thought that was gonna hit me. Okay, well now we've got the Tower of Strike. Now how would one ascend the Tower of Strike? That's a shame. I don't want it to be too broken. Like, you shouldn't be able to just point at one of them and immediately get up there. But it should... Theoretically, the player should be able to have some fun doing it. To an extent, anyways. What if I just plug in the Z velocity, actually? I forgot I'd taken that out. Let me see if that makes a difference as to how the gimme affects these guys. Oh, no. Okay, that is why we had to be careful about that. We're going to clamp it. We're going to clamp it so that you can't do that quite as effectively. Nope, wrong clamp. Clamp. Not clamp. Clamp. Float. Can't spell today. Plug that in here, give it a max of, let's try the same as the others, but it's probably going to need to be a bit lower so you don't go flying way too high. But let's see if that works. Boom. Boom. Yeah, see, that is blatantly too powerful. I could just stand here and cause them to blow each other. That was a little loud, wasn't it? Ouch. I really need to have like some sort of a limit on the same sound effect playing too many times. It's just like four bros on a pillar. It is just the 4 bros. All right, so I'm slightly ahead. So I wanna see what the chat's reaction is in real time to how loud that was. Probably gotta lose somebody here. Somebody gonna die of how loud I don't know if that came out nearly as loud to you guys as it was to me. That was deafening. What was I doing? I got flashbanged by that. That was insane. Okay, let's say it's like a third of that power. I just whiffed the jump entirely. That doesn't really send you. I don't know. It's like it's always sending me at a weird angle. Whatever. Game's gonna need to get a reprogramming pretty clearly. It feels kind of janky right now, so I think it needs a bit of a rework. Okay, F10. Grab this. Grab this. F5. Oh, there's not a navigation mesh up there. That's not a problem. These guys can't even move. Okay, so now we're gonna need some sort of a little way, probably like a little spiraling staircase to get up to these guys. Jump scare. Maybe a small platform on the edge of the pillar so you can jump up and then boost from it? Perhaps. I have your volume quite low? That's good. Wasn't that bad on stream? Okay, that was like really, really, really loud on my end. For an idea for ascension, try some small platforms orbiting around the pillar. Not enough for a Steve attack to cover the entire area of it. That is a good idea. Let's give that a try, why don't we? Let's say the player's going to start right here. I should probably need to be a little bit further out so the Steves can actually see them. Because if you're at like this angle, then yeah, not going to be visible. You know, we probably can shrink this. Actually, we'll keep that there as a safety net in case the player falls off. Never mind. We'll keep that. What we will have is the main path go this way. And this will ensure that the player is always within range of the strikes to some extent. So this should feel pretty natural. I want to double check the jump heights because I think I might have tweaked some things since I last tested. But usually a jumping height of 200 units feels pretty okay. Yeah, you kind of clip the edge a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of clip the edge, so it feels a little bit janky. So maybe if we just why is it not doing that? Oh, it's making a new asset. I didn't select this. My bad. There we go. Let's see if that feels any better. And we can use little platforms like this, maybe. You gotta scale your way up while jumping across these little slope bits, and you're constantly under fire. Yeah, it covers quite an effective amount of range. You're definitely gonna have to keep moving. And the higher you get, the faster they're gonna go, because the more in their range you're gonna be at all times. So, I think that'll actually be pretty good. I think that'll be fun. Okay. So let's extend this out a little bit. And go 1, 2, 3. And go 1. 1, 2, 3. Maybe even go out a little bit and go 1, 2, 3. Then go up. Then go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 even. Now we're playing dangerous. Then go 1, 2, 3. Boom, and then up. Then 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I think I've got a cool idea, actually. How about up this way? You've got, like, this little angled slope going up, and there's, like, different... It's a thin slope going up against a wall, so you don't have a whole lot of room to move. And there's different pillars jutting out left and right, so you gotta go weave in and out of the different pillars as you're working your way up the staircase, or up the slope, to get you closer. I think that sounds like that would be pretty cool. Before we do that, though, let's make sure that these are properly clipped. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. This is going to be nice and wide. Actually, this is going to be... That might be a little too easy to jump up to. Maybe even push it out a little further. Because I want you to be able to skip all of this, like jump straight up here if you want to. Well, if you can pull it off, but I want it to be at least somewhat expensive. Let's keep this as a 5-way. Maybe even put a little wall right here to make jumping a little bit more difficult. Again, I want these cool skips to be possible, but I don't want them to be too easy. Like if a skip is cheap and easy to do, then that's not interesting. Probably good they have a blind spot. It gives players time to breathe and plan their attack. Yeah. I don't want it to be too aggressive, but I like having something like this where it's like a run where you're constantly in danger, and then maybe like a little wall right here where you're safe. Like something like that. Yeah. A little bit of cover. You can duck, catch your breath if you need to before you continue on. Okay, I'm gonna actually extend this out a little bit, and we're gonna put a big old block here. Big old blockade. So you can run up here, and then we're gonna have a... You know what, let's go with a 4x4 slope. That's too wide. Let's make it a 3x3. Let's make it a 3x3. I think this is actually going to be a really cool idea. I hope this pans out the way I hope it does. The way I think it will, rather. Guess you go, and then run. But here's the twist. Here's the real challenge of this. What's going to happen is you're gonna have these little pillars you gotta watch out for. So it's like, oh shoot, you gotta weave in and out, you gotta go back and forth and whatnot. I think this will be really cool. I don't know why I'm worrying so much about the aesthetics already, but I want to make it look nice. That's the graphic designer part of my brain talking. Okay, again, no idea if this is going to be fun or not, but I like the idea, and I think it seems pretty cool. Sure. Okay, I just made a lot of stuff without testing any of it, so let's see if it is anything close to decent. It is kind of fun, but these guys are really not as much of a threat as I kind of had hoped they would be. I mean, I guess as long as you keep running, you're good, and that does feel good to do. So I might keep it in just purely for that, because like dashing back and forth is pretty good. But this might need another enemy here actually to make it a little more interesting. But who would be a good complement for this? I just had a really evil thought. I don't know if I want to act on that though. That could be villainous. That could be truly villainous. Alright, let's give this a try. See if this is too dastardly. Oh, that is a mean trick. It's best hand to use here while platforming is the bird. That idea could be its own level, running up a slope. Yeah, it really could be fun. Hit control and drag to minimize polygons. Control and drag? What is... Oh! Ah! That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. Thank you for telling me. If I need to, though, I can just optimize meshes, but I will definitely use that, while I go. Maybe add some menus on the platforms. That is probably a good idea, because right now there's not really a lot of reason to engage with these guys. Because the idea was you just have to deal with these guys, but as long as you keep moving, you're fine. They're not a threat. But what makes them a threat is when you have to stop moving to deal with other guys, or you have to move back into something that you've already left. So having some enemies here, I think, would definitely be a good call. The question is who? Probably not one of the melee guys. They're not super threatening. Maybe like a Gunther right here, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, that's not challenging at all, but like that feels fun to do. Like that feels really fun, just like nearum. That just feels good. I just enjoy doing that. That's so loud. It's so loud. I need to fix that. That is gonna, if I release a demo with that in it, that's gonna kill somebody. I'll come back to that a little bit later, I think, because for now I think it'll help to just. So gotta stop saying I think. It'll help if I come back to that a little bit later, instead of continuing to bash my head against the wall trying to figure out exactly how to make it work better. It's like the playlist just looped. We definitely heard a lot of these songs already. Okay, what if I just pick something random and then let it continue from there? Yeah, I got KOF 99. Yeah, something like this. Push it back a little bit, and maybe even extend this out a little so it looks a bit more natural. And I think we'll have like a zigzag, one more like zigzag section as you work your way over towards these guys. Theoretically, you could just jump over there and make it. So let's say a little platform here. Maybe we even want to make it a little bit precise, a little dangerous. Shake up the variety of distances they have to jump, maybe. And these can all be like subject to change. I just want to get a base layout for now. Like maybe some of these will have like elevation changes or something like that. You know what? Sure, elevation change. Maybe put a Gunther up here, make him a little tricky to deal with. He's pinning you down this whole time. You're trying to work your way around. You're like bow bow bow. Okay. Go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, something like this maybe. Yeah, because that's a doable jump. So you run up here, jump, and then slide. Alright, let's see if that feels decent. Oh, realized I didn't have the chat window open. Here we go. Slap one would probably be the kinder option for thin platforms. Perhaps. Perhaps indeed, he would probably be kinder, but I don't know if I feel like being kind is the thing. I don't know if kindness is in my repertoire. I think I only know how to be a villain. Alright, it's just a little test run. Alright, well, see you, fellas. He didn't die! He didn't die! No! No! Hey. Come on. I whiffed! My combo! Get him! Ah. Okay, that was kind of fun. Definitely janky, definitely weird, but not unfun. That just... I think I need to stop worrying too hard about trying to make it super difficult. Remember, this is a speedrun game, so people can... Come on, come on. Holy sh... See ya, fellas. People will be able to make it difficult. How do I keep missing one of them? It's a speedrun game, so people will inherently kind of make it more difficult by trying to get better and better times. And if I keep it relatively easier, then it's more welcoming for all players. So I don't need to worry as much about making it super, super difficult. Like, that's not the most important thing. Isn't wheelchair accessible? Ah, shit, I gotta add more ramps. Wait, hold on. You're telling me that the giant, like pits and holes in the floor is not wheelchair accessible? They'll be fine. They can figure a way to climb around. Just to make it clear, that was a joke. I think that was probably obvious, but I don't want anybody getting any false ideas, any incorrect assumptions. Okay, my voice is getting pretty strained, but we're gonna keep pushing through till we finish this dang level. Sort of. I'm gonna get a layout at least. I'm not... my brain is starting to turn into mush. So, what we're gonna do, we got 1 section, we got 2 section. Now we're gonna make a 3 section. And I might even put the level exit right here. So, once you visit all 3 sections and clear out all the enemies, then you know that you're good. Should I line this up first? I didn't line it up. No, I did line it up. Is that correct? It is. Okay. Okay, no, I'm just seeing things. Okay. So, what was I gonna do with this one again? This is gonna be Slap Motown, right. This is gonna be Slap City. Okay, I've got a cool idea for this one, I think. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. We're gonna make this pretty wide, because we're gonna want to have a lot of room to work with. But I'm thinking like a Slapmo arena. Like, you're just gonna be getting swarmed on all sides. It's gonna be chaos, dude. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be freaking nuts. I should have counted how long that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, hey! Only one off. Okay. Cool. That's probably a square. Okay, so how exactly do we want to go about doing this? Because what I'm picturing here is this kind of circular-esque shape. Not really a circle, because circles kind of don't work that well in the cube map. And I want the environments to look really geometric and harsh and angular. I'm not really trying to get super smooth or super organic looking. Like, I'm going for this kind of artificially clunky look. And yes, it is because it's easier to do. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're leaning into. So, some sort of a central structure here where you're fighting a whole shit ton of Slapmos at once. Level isn't even able-bodied accessible. I don't think wheelchairs are much... That's a good point. It's like, I don't think, like... I feel like this jump here is probably not, like, feasible to expect most people to be able to make. It's like, what, 8 feet? 10 feet? That's definitely not 10 feet. It's like 8 feet. Pick your starter Pokemon, but your choice of death. Steve Strike, Bouncer, and Slapmo. They're like a Coliseum where they keep descending instead of having them all on your level at once. That's kind of the idea, is that they'd be able to see you from multiple levels, and there's staircases that lead down. So, if you don't fight them fast enough, more and more will keep showing up. Yeah, so they'll be able to see you and navigate towards you. They'll be able to pathfind. But you have to be on your toes to keep getting rid of them before more of them show up. Yeah, that's the gist. Okay, how do we lay this out? How indeed? Maybe it's like a kind of a temple structure? Like something like that could be kind of interesting. Like, let's go from corner to corner. Raise that up a bit. Have a staircase. Again, not a staircase, it's a slope. But same diff. And then have some like pillars. Maybe? That could be kind of cool looking. And like have a gap here and then... That doesn't line up. This will though. It's like that. Yeah. This might look kind of cool actually. Hold on. I don't know why it's gonna look like a temple. This doesn't really fit the theme of the level actually. Whatever. It's still casino themed. Don't worry. Just don't think too hard about it. And then they can go up like I'll have to put some separate 100 by 100 blocks in there so that way I can 50 by 50 and then fill out each space. So that way it'll have proper column spacing. But something like that. Maybe like this, like this, like this. Nice, like big imposing doorway. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, so let's do maybe a very subtly curved structure. So we'll do like 1, 2, 1, 2, and then let's say 3, and then something like that, and another 3. Then, how do we want to do this logistically? So that's 2 in from a pillar. So it should also be 2 in. So 1, 2. Yeah. Maybe something like that? Maybe? I don't know if that looks good. That might kind of look like ass. Probably shouldn't go all in with the pillar gimmick, actually. Pillars are just kind of gonna take away sightlines and use up a lot of the space. Let me rethink. We're backtracking. This will be like the, something very ornate, kind of like a Capitol building of a city, though. I kind of want to keep that idea. Because that's kind of what some casinos look like. They have that super fancy, like, high-value looking thing. So we're going to go like this kind of fancy estate. Maybe the Q production office, the Bros Pillar, now a religious temple. It does have everything. Yeah, it is kind of White Housey, isn't it? Temple section of the casino. Common knowledge that every casino has one. Yeah, see, that's why I'm leaning less into temple shit. Because it's like, they want to have, like, there's fancy stuff, there's pillars, there's, like, kind of nice-looking architecture and stuff. But it's less, like, yeah, I don't want to be too temple evocative. So instead, kind of more mansion-y and, like, wealth. That's more befitting of the theme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a good square structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, wrong gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there should be. Yeah. Then I can just manually line this one up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to do this. Nope. Gotta remember I can use that controlled drag thing, which apparently helps reduce polygon counts. Which, anything to help make the game run on bad hardware, I will take. So drag upwards. There we go. Then grab this, drag upwards, grab this, drag upwards. That looks kind of cool. Looks kind of ornate, right? Like, probably, theoretically. Bomb Gunther Town, Bouncer County. You can call them whatever you want. VIP room? Yeah, kind of. I could actually add more like a building structure here, and then like these are sort of open air sections. So this would be like the main gambling hall. This would be the sniper tower. Everyone knows that a casino has a sniper tower. Actually, this could be the security guard room. This is security. Although I guess bouncers are security, right? You know, like bouncers. This is the bouncer to a bar. So I guess these guys are the bouncers. So this is maybe the... I'm getting lost in this. We'll figure out how to contextualize it later. That's not important. What's important is that we have a level that's fun to play. Stop thinking... I gotta stop thinking about the other stuff first. I'll add the curve later. I'll do that later when I've got a full wall to decorate. Alright, so how do we make the slapmos interesting here? So, part of the idea is that you've got multiple levels where they can all see you, and then we'll start rushing at you. And you gotta deal with different swarms as they continue to stack, and maybe there's gonna be like a Gunther up top who's keeping you down, so you're like ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, you know? Like a Gunther who's making it harder to move. Something like that. So how do we make that functional? Is the first question. And I don't know. I really don't know. That's what we're gonna figure out today. So let's say that this is going to be sort of a top level. So what if we were to just extend all of this out by one block first? Just pull everything out a bit. We're going to have to do that more than we've already currently done. So let's do 1, 2, 3, additional 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's a, yep. And then 1, 2, 3. And a 1, 2, 3. So you walk in, maybe you've got like a bit of elevation here, and then a bit of elevation there, and a bit of elevation there. Because this might be a little cramped already, so let's not try to get it too much. It's a very complicated idea. I'm actually kind of struggling to figure out how to even conceptualize building this. Is something kind of like this? Yeah, alright, sure, why not? Let's try it. If this turns out, if it turns out that this doesn't work, then, whatever. No real problem. We'll work on the interior first, actually. I was kind of thinking about trying to figure out how to make the facade look nice, but that's not important. What's important is that the interior works and is fun to play through. So, you go in, maybe you got a slapper here, so you got to deal with 2 of them, and then there's a bunch of slopes leading up, and then there's a bunch of them coming down from all other sides, but like there's only slopes at specific spots, maybe. So like you can have some room to navigate more clearly, like maybe there's a slope here, slope here, slope here, slope here. Something like that could be pretty good. Let's extend everything out a little bit first, though, so we have some more room to work with. Like even all this, we can use all this space for something. It doesn't have to be on this arbitrary pedestal that I made. That's just kind of to give it this opulent look. This already kind of feels like this could be an interesting combat encounter. The bouncers are bouncers, it's real. It's not where they worship RNGesus. We've got a pit in the middle. That could actually be an interesting idea. Could be BSG for the first 3 enemies. Oh, Bouncer, Slapmo, Gunther. Those are the first 3 for sure. Like those are the easy guys. Shotgun shines here since weird to say. Expect the punch to be good in melee, but the punch is really good for movement and some enemies specifically. Like it's really good for Slapmos though, so it might actually be really good. The uppercut is more like a double jump. Well, it's because it's fun, yeah. Letting the uppercut be a movement tool, I think, is more fun than if it just sends people upwards. Like, sending people upwards is fun, but being able to fly up with somebody and then blast them with your shotgun is also extremely fun, and definitely something I'm leaning into. Let's see if this needs to be expended a little bit, or if it's maybe too cramped. Those are the same things I just said. What's the logistics of this? Because I feel like this is going to be too small for the enemies to walk around. Yeah, it's going to be too small. We're going to need to expand these a little bit. Yeah, it's not going to work quite well. Okay. Alright. It is unfortunate. We're tearing this down. We gotta start from scratch. We're rebuilding this, but we're gonna go in with a much more concretely thought out plan this time. And you know what? We're gonna carve it like a block of marble. So this is gonna be the top layer. And it's gonna go from 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it's gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Yep. So what we're gonna do is just go around and define the shape of each layer as we go, and then slowly dig further and further down so we can get a more uniform, concretely thought out plan. Yeah, so if we grab this, and then chisel that downwards, something like that, and then we can carve another layer down, so maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that could work really nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really should have done this in a more smart way than I'm doing this. This is very ramshackle. Okay, then dig down by another 2. Is this game going to be multiplayer? Not likely. Multiplayer is just really, really, really hard to program. If you put the bomb guys closer together, it might fix the straggler problem. That's probably true. Yeah. It's a beautiful void outside. The bouncers are bouncing. Rip Coliseum. No, it's still a Coliseum. We're still keeping the Coliseum gimmick. It's just different. It's gonna be thought out this time. It's gonna make sense. I just found this channel. Game looks pretty cool from the one devlog I've watched for now. Follow this project with interest. Well, thank you, Occultist. I like the name, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. This will probably be the final layer we carve down. Because these look all like they should have enough room to be kind of cramped, but hopefully cramped in a way that makes sense from like a game design perspective, and not cramped as in like this feels uncomfortable to navigate. Well, maybe a little uncomfortable, but not in a way that's like that. In a way that's like, oh, this is just the way the level is designed, you know? Okay, let's carve a hole into the Coliseum. You can have a really, really, really gradual slope here, even, to like welcome you into the Coliseum. It's like, oh, and they're like cheering in the stands, like, yes, kill him. But you know, obviously they're not gonna be doing that. They're gonna be shooting at you. Okay, so let's carve a little hole here. Something like that. Oh, is that beyond 45 degrees? I think that's exactly on 45 degrees. Because I have it set so that the max walkable angle is 45 degrees, so anything above that, and you just can't walk up it. So we gotta be careful with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna select these middle 3, cut into the wall here, expand outwards a bit, something like that. Probably do the same on this side to keep it even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, boom, like that, like that, like that. Cut into the wall a little bit, expand that out like so. Yeah, that looks like an arena. This is a true arena shooter now. Then for you, how wide is this? This is only a 3x3. Okay, looks a little wider for some reason. Cut back. Nope, cut back, and boom, boom. I'll extend this out a little bit more, actually, to give the player a skosh more breathing room. Finally, a building that's wheelchair accessible. True. Also looks like a fun game. Thank you, Curbs. Almost willing to bet we're going to find a way to walk up even 90-degree walls within a day of the demo being accessible. Now, if this was entirely coded by me, you'd probably be right, but that's Unreal code you're dealing with, so Unreal is pretty sturdily built. I think. But I will take that challenge. Speedrun games always end up having the most deranged tech. Boy, I hope so. That would be wonderful. I would love to see that. Holy cow, it's building a lot of navigation. I don't know why it's building so much navigation, because the nav mesh here doesn't even extend all the way out to the Coliseum. Nor does it doesn't actually extend all the way out here either, which isn't really a problem, because these guys don't use navigation. Actually, the Gunthers do, because they need to move. They move towards you and then shoot. But these guys are just turrets. They don't do anything. They just stand there and shoot at you. Okay, let's put some enemies in here and see if this is at all functional or if this sucks. No. Hold on. Okay. That? Yeah, there we go. Sometimes you gotta do things in a kind of annoying order of operations. Wait, no, I'm really stupid. I just I did the wrong thing. Okay, now we're good. So let's see, we got a slap mo there. We got a slap mo here. Slap mo here. Then one here. Let's try that for now. I'm tempted to keep adding a bunch more, but let's worry about filling the stands when we've got a better idea. Are you guys still slow? I thought I upped your move speed. Can you not go down this? Oh, they can't go down that. Shoot. Okay, let's go into the slap mode code real quick. Should be on character movement. Oh, I didn't set their walkable angle. Let's just give them a crazy walkable angle of like 70. They can go down, up and down any slopes that they want. What if I set it to 90? What would happen? Ow. Yeah. Okay. Can you guys really seriously not walk down this? Can you? Come on, man. You're ruining my plans here, guys. You're putting a real wrinkle in the something. There's a phrase for that. Why can you guys not walk down this? Why do you guys keep getting? Okay. I think that I'm gonna add some extra platforms to connect the other sections, but clearly it's not really worth doing too much more level design around these guys until I finally get around to completely rewriting the Slapmo AI code, because they are clearly way too stupid. Excuse me. Get spider enemies? Yeah, that's what I wonder, if setting their walkable angle too high would just like let them do anything they want. Let's see what happens. I'm curious. Why is the game running? Why is the game chugging now? Come on, guys. Come on, fellas. No, they're still too stupid. Alright, let's set it to 45 for now. Yeah, but they are gonna need, they're definitely some of the biggest victims of the lack of a proper AI tree, because all their code is just see enemy, run at enemy, and they need to be a little bit more thoughtful for now. Or they need to become a little more thoughtful eventually. Because they are just too brain dead, rock dead, stupid. Okay, I might even have like some little bouncers or a new type of thing that you can use on either of these corners to let you get to either section. So you can maybe get to this point as like a nexus and then use that to boost up here and work your way down, and use that as a nexus to boost your way up there and work your way around. That could be kind of interesting. Maybe also some speed pads, actually, because I feel like navigating some of these areas might be a little bit of a pain because there's not a whole lot of obstacles in between them, so you're just kind of running around for a bit. But, I don't know. But voice is getting sore. We're going to need to do a lot of kind of detailed programming and tutorial watching, so probably a lot of stuff that's going to be done off-stream. So what we're gonna do for now is to give this level a good old test run, see how that's feeling, and then we're gonna wrap it up for today. So let's see if that works. Been watching some of your progress videos on your game, good stuff. Thank you, Raxed Flipnote. I recognize that name, don't I? Did you make the video I'm thinking of? Yeah, you did. You made the gambling one, the gambling mentality. Dude, I'm glad you're here. My friends have been quoting the "aw, dang it" constantly to each other. That's awesome. I feel like it's an easing issue, maybe due to the fact that the straight to slope is a hard angle. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'll see if I can fix that with what are the words? See if I can fix it with the better AI coding. Maybe that'll help. And if it doesn't, then we'll just redesign that section of the level to make a little bit more sense. That's me? Yeah, I like your work. Appreciate you stopping in. Alright, giving this a run through. Oh no. Help! 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 See, that's loud. That's why those guys work well together, is because they are a natural born tag team. Okay, I just ran directly into that one. Alright, Die. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, Help! Help me! Help! Ah. Oh, you're stuck, you idiot! You fool! I'm running out of juice! Nah, I'm out of juice. Okay, okay. I got both of them. Oh, okay, he's dead. No, I keep whiffing my shots. My combo! Okay, clearly the combo score needs to drain. The combo meter needs to drain much, much faster, because it is... That's something I've been meaning to do, but you shouldn't be able to run out of juice and have no detonator and just sit there standing there, like, staring at the enemy the whole time, waiting for the combo to come back. Why don't you work? Okay, I definitely hit him there. I don't know why I didn't get the juice back. Oh no! No, 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 no! I hit the wrong button! Scheisse. I just slid straight off the edge into my own demise. Alright, we're gonna beat this level. And probably have to make it easier, because this is way too hard to be a level 2. Maybe this is more fitting to be like a final stage, because it's like a combination of everything you've learned, you know? That's probably what I'll do, actually, is that this will be the final stage, and if we hold a... Not if we hold. When I hold the speedrunning competition for the demo, this will probably be the level we do it on. This is like a really complete kind of idea of how the game works, and there's probably a lot of cool opportunities for interesting skips and interesting tactics players can develop. Shoot me. I haven't checked chat in a second. I'm a little focused on beating this. I didn't think this would be quite so difficult. But I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with this, so I'm glad. That feels so fun. Ooh, that felt so unbelievably slick. Ooh, that is awesome. That feels great. Oh, this is the best game I've ever made. Oh shit, I missed. This is the worst game I've ever made. I hate it. It sucks. But we are getting somewhere. This feels fun to play, man. It is janky, it is messy, it is poorly programmed, and half the enemies don't work, but we are getting somewhere. Clearly, man, I'm feeling more and more bad for the slap modes. They just don't know what to do. Where the heck did was there not an enemy there? Now you can see me from all the way over there? You're gonna have to tweak your radius a little bit. Okay. Brief check. We're gonna see what the chat's up to. Make a level where you're going to escape rising lava. That could be kind of cool. I can see that. See the enemy's not unable to walk off edges, making them unable to do that. Just kind of close to them, but they should fix the slope issue. It's probably more of a band-aid fix. Yeah, I mean, part of the code is going to let them jump over ledges, so that'll probably fix both issues at the same time. So we'll try that. Try making all the parts hard and combine them to make a nightmare difficulty, but it is fun. Planning on adding more functionality to the middle finger. It makes you invincible while it's active, so it's good. No, your combo. Oh shit, I just ran out of combo, yeah. I might need to add an interesting way to get from here to there. But that'll be like maybe a super booster, like something that you can step on in the environment that like launches you really far in a direction. Get up the slope, you son of a... Ooh, I got hit. Ooh. Gotta move. I think I need to slightly increase the radius of the strike projectile, because like it doesn't look like it matches quite right. Wait, who the hell is left alive? Who's not dead? Who's alive? Yeah, I think it was the one slap mode that I realized was missing around here. Did he like run around to the side of the building or something maybe? Is he like stuck on the back? There he is! See ya, idiot. Okay, that was long. That was a nearly 3-minute, 40-second level. That's really fun though. I might lean more into having longer levels because that was genuinely a lot of fun to play through. You have to stay on your toes at all times. There's a good trade-off of danger. Keeping the combo up is actually kind of challenging. I'll have to reduce it a little bit and add some extra sections to make it feel a little bit more natural. But like being able to climb up here, shooting all the dudes, then jumping off here, dealing with this guy, but now you've got a height advantage, and then something to lead into this section, because this section does feel a little out of place right now, even though I do think it's quite fun to play through on its own. Add Minecraft. Well, it's already pretty blocky. Okay, well, I appreciate that there are 32 live viewers right now. That is awesome. These are truly insane numbers for how short of a time I've been doing this. So that's great. I think it'd be good to add a marker that tracks onto an enemy when most of them are dead. That would probably be good. I don't know how to code that, but I could figure that out. That probably wouldn't be too bad. I'd rather have long levels when running, more room for error, don't have to hyper-optimize to get in the rankings. Yeah, that's a good point, because it's like short levels, if you want to do anything, you gotta like really, really go for it, but longer stages, I think you can both do more with it and have more fun in it. Although I do think having a pretty short level like this one, level 1-1, I think it's a good thing that this level is so short because it is a lot more focused that way. And like this is a good introductory level to the game, I think. Now, I made some tweaks to the visuals that I'm going to need to overhaul. Like, these guys used to be on a much thinner platform that is no longer nearly as thin as it used to be. So they're maybe a little bit too oppressive in their current state. They can see you from angles that they weren't originally intended to be able to. No, I whiffed! But something like this, where it's really short, really simple, has a couple of basic skips, but it's not anything that crazy, is a better sort of route to take. Or as an introductory stage, specifically, I mean. Oh, there's still a guy down there. Just forgot about you. But I didn't. Like, that's a good intro level, and I feel like this is a good... I feel like this is a really good length for a final level. Like, this feels like a proper, good final challenge to go through. Alright, well, I think it's about time to start wrapping up. I'll answer any final questions before we go. Maybe shorter levels leading up to boss longer levels? That could be good. Like, introducing the mechanics of a stage more properly before you get a final level that in a world that is more challenging. Do you think you'll ever add flying enemies? I could see that. That could be a short part of the level where you bounce on enemies to get to a platform. I could see that. Do you plan on texturing the level, or the gray box be the final thing? Yeah, it'll be textured. Similarly to this level, where it's like got textures and outlines and stuff. Yeah, so it'll be textured, and this is obviously not the final look, but, you know. Do you have any tips for a small streamer like me? Well, I was a small streamer, I mean, I still am. 30, don't get me wrong, 30 is a great amount of players, and viewers, and I strongly, really greatly appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Last time I streamed, like 4 or 5 months ago, before I started making videos, I had a concurrent max of like 2, I think. So we've somehow gotten quite a bit, which is very cool. But I'd say just like having YouTube videos on your channel as same place you stream, or like having something like that, like a video. Videos I think are a really great way to start finding a base, because they tend to be easier to grow an audience over time. Because a stream, you can only get people if they show up at the same time your stream is going, and that's especially if you're doing it on YouTube, there's not a super great streaming base. But if you have, like specifically streaming, I mean, but if you have videos, if you can grow an audience off people from that, then you have a base that will show up for a stream, because that is what exists. So I'd say upload video content, maybe highlights of streams could be good, or just like focused, edited down videos, something to gather an audience, and that can really help your stream take off. But like I said, I don't know how I got here. I had 20 subscribers and 2 viewers a month and a day ago, so I don't know. I guess I know somewhat what I'm doing if there's like explosive viewership, but I think you just need a hook. That's the long and short of it. All my ramblings mean is like you need a hook, something that's really going to draw people in. What's your unique shtick? You know, I'd rather just make a good video. And that's hard. Maybe you could add a health bar to enemies. Maybe. That might clutter the screen up a little bit. But it might also be welcome to be able to know. Do you have any intentions of having like a final boss, maybe a demo boss? Maybe. Probably not, though, because I don't think boss fights aren't really my focus of the game. Like, it's more on the levels and the speedrunning and the movement rather than fighting intricate, like, boss enemies. But I do want to have at least one boss fight, but that's not the main focus of the game. About adding a death animation, like, for the player? Oh, yeah, you said for the player. I kind of like how stupid this one is. Like, look, it's just, like... I love how fast that is. I love it. You can use Lumen or SSGI. Neither, actually. I think I'm set to Lumen, but it's going to look more like this. Where there is no lighting, I mean, there technically is to light the background. I think that's a Lumen directional light to light up the skybox a little bit, make it look nicer. But like here, the shadows on everything here, like this, all this, is just hand-painted textures. And that's what I'm going to do for the rest of it, is hand-paint in a lot of the detail to make it look nice. Where will the next Banana Man video take place? I don't know. Hell, probably. Does the cuboid enemy have a spheroid cousin? Well, that's the bouncer. That's why these guys are together. You got a sphere. Yeah, you got a sphere and you got a cube. It's all perfectly aligned. I like the fast death animation as well. Good for a speedrunning game where you die a lot. Yeah, that's part of the thought process. I even have you can press T to instantly die. I'm probably gonna make that a rebindable input actually, so that players know it exists. But that is something. Oh! One last thing. This is gonna be something in the devlog. But I wanted to talk about a new mechanic that I've added. I've seen people suggesting adding keybinds for the different weapons, but I don't want to do that because that takes away the gimmick. You know, like switching around your weapons, going all freeform. That is very important to the process. You know, if you get rid of that, you get rid of the game. So I've added in one nice quality of life feature that will make it easier, but still keep the core identity of the game intact. So let's set the pose you want, maybe the shotgun, for instance. Hit Q. It plays a little sound effect. I'm going to make it a little visual to signify it. But what you've done is just quick saved that pose. So now you can hit R to do the inversion, which you can do whenever you want. And let's say you switch off to the middle finger, and you hit E to quick load the past save that you've already made. So you can always have at least one reliable option. Like let's say you want to have the middle finger out as a reliable speed option. So you switch over to this, deal with this guy, whatever, and you want to switch back to the middle finger to get the burst of speed to work your way over here. But then it's like, oh shoot, I want to get the fist back, so I go up here, and then bam, 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 bam. And then while I'm running, I'm going to switch back here. It's like, oh, for this room, I think I'm going to want to get shotgun, so I'm going to save the shotgun as my new quick save. I don't know, the hand is still dark, by the way. Deal with that guy. And it's like, oh shoot, I want to go back to the shotgun. You could do this, or you could also just load a quick save. Or if you could do something even more dramatic, where you go to a drastically different hand sign, like the bull charge, and then switch to the shotgun mid-air. That is the gist. Okay. Voice is getting sore. I think it's time to call it. I need to go down some honey to soothe my sore throat, and I'm going to take a little break. I think a little chillaxing, but thank you very much, everybody, for a wonderful stream. Really appreciated it. Had a lot of good discussions, a lot of good thoughts on the game design, a lot of good ideas. So I really appreciate all the thoughts and the feedback and everybody being here. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, that is gonna do it. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope to see you for Friday's devlog. Should be nice and action-packed, talking about this new stage, maybe the second stage if I get some more work on that, because like I said, this is gonna be the third level. Hope to make some more progress on the graphics, some more quality of life tweaks and changes and stuff. So, yeah, that is gonna be it. Have a